Verse 32, Ulladhu naarpadhu anubandam, supplement to 40 verses on reality given to us by Sri Ramana Maharshi. Just wanted to show the photo. I always keep this photo on my table. He says, நனவு கனவு துயில் நாடுவார்க்கு அப்பால் நனவு துயில் துரிய நாமத்து எனும் அத்துரியமதே உளதால் தோன்றும் மூன்றும் இன்றால் துரிய அதீதம் துணி. This also talks about a jnani's state, like the previous verse. And this is the teaching, essential teaching of Mandukya Upanishad. Mandukya Upanishad says, man's consciousness has 4 aspects. It is not something mysterious. What we experience every day, waking, morning till night, and then we go to sleep, we have dreams, and then dreamless deep sleep state. These 3 states, they are a routine for all of us. Every single day we experience this. But who are we? We are, they say, the fourth state, what is called Turiya. Turiya in Sanskrit, I believe it means the 4th. Literally 1, 2, 3, 4, that 4th. So, are there really 4 compartments of consciousness? 1, 2, 3, 4, like a ladder, 1, 2, 3, 4? No. When we speak about consciousness from the point of view of duality, which is the transactional world, this world will not function without the difference, the duality, I, you. This is inevitable. I, you, he. First person, second person, third person. This is something inevitable, and this is happening because we are identified with the body. Chit Jada Granthi. The infinite formless Atma plus I am the body thought. That mixture is allowing this possibility of experiencing ourselves as a separate entity. From top to bottom, we experience ourselves as a separate entity. Unless we are a separate entity, for example, unless I am a separate entity, I cannot see myself in the on the video camera. Video camera is different, I am different. This is duality. But he says, Nanavu Kanavu Tuyil Naduvarku Appal. Beyond the experience of waking, dreaming, and sleeping that one undergoes regularly, Nanavu Kanavu Tuyil Naduvarku Appal, Nanavu Tuyil Turiya Namathiyanum Aturiyamade Uladal. Since there is only that Nanavu Tuyil, which means waking, sleep, and that is called Turiyam. Since that alone exists, Nanavu Kanavu Tuyil Naduvarku Appal, Nanavu Tuyil Turiya Namathiyanum Aturiyamade Uladal, Tondrum Mundrum Indral Turiya Adidam Tuni, which means whatever rises, the 3 states that rise from Atma, he says they are not there. Since they are not there, Turiya Adidam Tuni, which means there is a state called Turiyam. He says you can say that there is another state which transcends this Turiyam also. Actually, he also says there is no such thing. There is only Atma, there is only consciousness. Okay, but in some of the Shastras, I think it is mentioned that Turiyadidam. Turiyam itself is a transcended state beyond which there is nothing. I know why it has been said that Turiyadidam, there is something, it's called super Turiya, so to say, or transcendent Turiya. There is only one thing. Okay, if you hold on to the highest reference point, opening premise of Advaita, everything will become clear, doubts will go. What is the opening premise of Advaita? One only exists. Brahma Satyam. Jagat Mithya. Brahman is the only reality. That is formless, infinite, which is in the form of consciousness, existence, consciousness, bliss. Then what about the world and the universe? They are all an appearance as if they appeared on the screen, cinema screen. That is the ultimate description. Shankara used the imagery of a mirror because in his times cinema was not there. He said, Ulahu Kannadi. The entire universe is a reflection on the mirror called consciousness. So this is how we need to do Vivekam. Vivekam is, discernment, discrimination, separation. Everything that is experienced is equal to an image falling on the mirror, or is equal to the movie that is happening on a screen. So instead of identifying yourself with one character called Sentivel or Ravi, instead of identifying yourself with that one character which is shown on the movie, he says you need to know that you are the screen. Again he says, when you look at a printed paper, he says, you are only looking at the printed form. You are not looking at the paper on which the printing is appearing. That's what he says. So all this boils down to simple thing. I am awareness screen. Everything else is object of awareness, which I am not. So the body is an object of awareness. The mind is mind and ego. They are also objects of awareness. The storyteller inside, that buddhi, intellect, he is also an object of awareness. So without screen, can movie happen? Without a mirror, can reflection happen? They cannot. So this is the final teaching of Sri Bhagavan and the entire Advaita. You are pure awareness, that on which things are reflected, on which the movie is run. But don't get cheated. That's what he says. Shift your attention from the objects of awareness to who you are. So can I know myself as that screen through the mind? No. Through the intellect? No. Then how will I know that I am Suddha Chaitanyam, pure consciousness? Bhagavan says, Tana iruttale tannai aridalam. So knowing oneself is simply being oneself. Is that possible? Yes. But he calls it arivu, arivu, knowledge, knowledge. Arivuruvam avahamade micham. He says, the 40th verse of this anubandam we will see. Aham settu aham aduvahil arivuruvam avahamade micham mari. Which means when the ego dies, in that place, Atma shines forth in the form of arivu, knowledge, consciousness. So when we say knowledge, we should not take it as physics, chemistry or life knowledge. No. It is the feeling that I am. I exist. And knowledge knows itself. That's all. That is oneness. If an object comes in between, then it is blemished. It is distorted. That becomes Chidabhasa, what is called a reflected consciousness. Pure consciousness plus an object becomes Chidabhasa, reflected consciousness, mixed consciousness. All our effort is to demix the Chit and the Jada. This Jada is dead material and Chit is life, pure consciousness. They are in a state of mixture. And because of the power of Atma, the body seems to have life. Actually, the body thrives on borrowed life. Once you pull the plug, it will fall dead. And that Jivatma is none other than Paramatma himself. That's what is said. Brahma Satyam, what is ever real, what ever exists is only that Atma, which is formless, infinite, pervades the entire universe and stretches beyond, and still it powers everything. It makes everything as appear as that. For example, it makes the sun function as the sun, it makes the human beings function as human beings, makes the plants and animals function as plants and animals, and so on, stars, etc. It is the power of Atma, but again it remains untouched. It has that special ability. Bhagavan says, Uladunil aladila adishaya shakti. You have that extraordinary power. So it is Atma which functions as formless as well as the form. That's what he says. Aduve parabara bedam, parumayanu bedam, iruvidamuma ilagame. That is Nirguna Brahman, that is Saguna Brahman. That is consciousness without attributes, and that is consciousness with attributes. It looks like, a comedy. But that is the truth about our true nature, your true nature, which is consciousness, pure knowledge, pure awareness. All these words are interchangeable. What we need to know is that Atma is formless. It is infinite, limitless, and it pervades the entire universe. And it is unmoving, unshaking, achalam. That is what you are and I am. We should not get, cheated in the process. But on that screen, when the movie goes on, when this character is there, we get deceived that I am this character. And this is what makes us take birth after birth. Body identification. Ennil Piravi Eduthu, he says, having taken n number of births. So the whole effort is to first practice discrimination, Viveka, as taught by Shankara. Segregate the opposites, heat, cold, tall, short, man, woman, segregate. Atma, Anatma. Atma, non-Atma. Self, non-self. First segregate. Then abide as Atma, as Chuddha Chaitanyam or pure consciousness. Experience yourself as that limitless consciousness. Then you'll automatically know you are the one who appears as the entire universe, physical universe too. You, the formless infinite, you are appearing as the entire universe. This you will know experientially. These are two steps. First, separate, then know that there is no room for separation because it is non-dual. It's not two at all. One only does all this magic. And in this cheating process is there, definitely. Atma, Brahman, you are cheating yourself. I am cheating myself. For n number of births we have cheated ourselves. So the whole effort of Advaita is to realize this, know this, that I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi. Then end the cycle of birth and death. Even while you are alive, I am alive in this body, we can be a Jivan Mukta, liberated while alive. Then according to Prarabdha Karma, the body will do its own function, and then finally we will become Videha Mukta, which means bodiless liberation. This is it. So, what we need to know is that waking, dreaming, sleeping is there, but there is a substratum screen on which this person who experiences the three states of waking, dreaming and deep sleep is happening. The screen remains untouched, unmoving, achalam, always, ever. And that's what you are. So our effort is to realize this truth that I am unmoving, asangoham, unattached, unshaking, formless, infinite, pervading the entire universe, making the universe appear and function as it does, and still I remain untouched. That Atma am I. So we need to go on affirming that I am Brahman, I am Atma, I am formless. Through my own technology, I have fooled myself into thinking that I am this body. So long as I am identified with the body, I will be separate, other things will be separate. Multitude will be there. But if I realize myself to be the Atman, formless Atman, everything will be experienced as that one Atman. This is what Bhagavan says. So let us think about it.